Hi friends, so this is Juan the Yarn Addict here, bringing you yet another tutorial. This tutorial is part 2 of a 3-part series of how to build hexagons. So the first tutorial taught us how to build a solid full hexagon just like this. It consisted of 5 rounds of double crochets, which is what you see before you here. Part 2, which is this one, we're going to learn how to build a half hexagon, just like that. And the purpose of the half hexagon is to align with full hexagons to build out your work, to flatten edges, and to create a border to your liking. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. For this tutorial, I'm using a medium 4-weight yarn featuring Premier's Just Yarn in the colorway Mist. Okay. And the hook that I'm using is a Clover 6mm crochet hook, otherwise known as US letter J. Okay. Materials you will need is obviously yarn, a crochet hook, pair of scissors, and a darning needle to sew in your ends. Okay. So let's get started. Let me zoom in. There we go. So the first step is to create a slip knot on our crochet hook. However you do this is absolutely fine, so long as the end result is this. Okay? From here, what we need to do is chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The next step is to take the tip of our crochet hook and insert it into the first chain, which is right here. We're going to insert the hook, draw up a loop, and slip to close, just like that. We're going to gently pull on our working yarn to tighten the tension, and a circle will appear. From here, what we need to do is chain 1. The next step is to insert 2 double crochets into our circle. We're going to yarn over, go into our circle, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. That's a double crochet. We're going to do it one more time. Yarn over, go into your circle, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, go through 2. Just like that. The next step is to chain 1 and then go back into our circle with 2 more double crochets. 1 and 2. The next step is to chain 1 and go back into the circle a 3rd time with 2 more double crochets. 1 and 2. So a half hexagon consists of only 3 sides. So that's side 1, side 2, and side 3. So that ends row 1. So to start row 2, we chain 1 and turn our work. Okay, so for row 2, we're going to insert 2 double crochets into the first stitch. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, go through 2. We're going to do that again in the same stitch. Yarn over, go into the stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, go through 2. So that only happens in the first stitch of the row. And it will happen at the end of the row, right here. Okay? And that's what we use to build out our hexagon. So 2 in that stitch there. We're going to go ahead and put another double crochet next door right here. And then we're going to insert a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the chain space. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, just like that. Now we're going to insert a double crochet in this stitch and in this stitch right here. So double crochet in the next stitch right there, then double crochet in the next stitch right here. So so far for this middle side here, we have 3 double crochets. We're at a chain space. All chain spaces get the same exact thing. It's 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 1 double crochet. All chain spaces throughout the whole process. Same thing. Okay? So far, our middle side has 4 double crochets, and our one side here has 4 double crochets. So what we need to do for this side is 4 double crochets, and we already have one here. So we're going to go into the next stitch right here with a double crochet. And then we have one more stitch remaining, which is that last one right here in between my fingers. That stitch right there will receive 2 double crochets because it's the last stitch of the row. Just like that. Okay? So row 1 had 2 stitches on each side. Row 2 has 4. So now for row 3, we're going to need 6. It's going to increase by 2 every row. Okay? So for row 3, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Like the previous row, the very first stitch and the very last stitch of the row receive 2 double crochets. So we're going to go into the first stitch right here, double crochet, and then double crochet back into that first stitch, just like that. Now, these next 3 stitches in between my fingers, my 2 thumbs here, will receive a double crochet for each one of those 3 stitches. So 1 double crochet there, 1 double crochet here, and 1 double crochet here. Okay? So now we're at a chain space. So, like I mentioned earlier, all chain spaces get the same thing. 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. Just like that. Now, the next 4 stitches here receive 1 double crochet each. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So now we're at a chain space. Same thing as before. We're going to do 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. Double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. Just like that. So like the other sides here, all the sides have to be the same count. So we needed 6 double crochets per side, and we have that here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we have the first one. We need 5 more stitches. So these next 3 stitches in between my thumbs need 1 double crochet apiece. That will leave us 1 stitch right here in between my fingers, and that one will receive 2 double crochets. So let's get started. So these 3 will receive 1 double crochet each. 1, 1, and 1. Now, as I just mentioned a few seconds ago, this last stitch right here will receive 2 double crochets. Okay. 1 and 2. Okay, let me back the camera up just a little bit. Okay, so that ends row 3. Okay, so to start row 4, we need to chain 1, turn our work. We're going to insert 2 double crochets in that first stitch in between my thumbs. 1 and 2. Just like that. Now, all 5 stitches in between my thumbs will receive 1 double crochet apiece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're at a chain space. As usual, 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. And now, like this first side, all the stitches in between my thumbs will receive 1 double crochet apiece. And mind you, I'm just touching the chain spaces, okay? So all the stitches in between my fingers and my thumbs, will receive 1 double crochet apiece. Just like that. Now I'm at a chain space. It's going to be 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 1 double crochet. Now, 1 double crochet in every stitch except for the last one, which is where my middle finger is right now. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These next 5 stitches will receive 1 double crochet apiece. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have 1 stitch remaining, which is right there in between my fingers. That stitch will receive 2 double crochets. And that, my friends, ends row 4. Okay. So far, so good. We have 1 more row to go, and that will complete the tutorial for the half hexagon. Okay, so to start row 5, we need to chain 1, turn our work, and like the previous rows, we're going to insert 2 double crochets in the very first stitch. Just like that. Okay, we're going to insert 1 double crochet in every stitch until we get to the chain space. Okay. Okay, so here we are at the very first chain space. We're going to insert a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet, just like that. And then now I'm going to finger the chain spaces just like that, and every stitch in between my fingers will receive 1 double crochet apiece. Every stitch right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. 1 double crochet in every stitch along the side there. Now in the chain space, we're going to insert a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. And now we're going to insert 1 double crochet in every stitch with exception to the last one, which is right there. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 stitches will receive 1 double crochet apiece. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and that will leave us with 1 remaining stitch, which is right there in between my fingers. So in that stitch we will receive, or we will give it 2 double crochets, just like that. And to finish off our half hexagon, we're going to chain 2. We're going to take a pair of scissors and cut a tail about 4 to 5 inches long. We're going to take our crochet hook and pull it away from our work. And then we're going to pinch with our index finger and our thumb right above the double knot there. And we're going to pull. This hand here is going to pull on the working yarn going this way, and my fingers will go down this way. And that will secure this double chain here into a double knot. Just like that. Doing this will prevent your yarn from coming apart. Okay? So now what we need to do is sew in our ends. So with this first one here, I held on to the tail. If you weren't able to do that, you can just take your tail and sew it back in. But since we held on to it here, just give it a nice little tug and trim the end there. Okay, just like that. And then as for this tail here, we're going to take our darning needle, wrap it around the eye of the needle, and pinch just like that. Pull the needle out, slide the yarn into the eye of the needle, pinch the eye of the needle so our tail doesn't disappear. And what I do is I go this way. I don't go this way because I need this to connect to the other hexagons. So what I do is I'll go down into the stitch, picking up fibers along the way, and I'll go down to like 1 or 2 rows. Nothing more than that. And what I do is I just pull through here. I go down once, and then I come back up. And I try to grab fibers along the way to make it so that the tail does not come out. So once you come back up, you can release the needle from the yarn, just like that, and then take your shears, trim the end, just like that. And there you have it. So that, my friends, wraps up this tutorial for the half hexagon. And here are some other ones in other colors. Again, like I said in the other tutorials, I highly recommend that when you create your hexagons and your half hexagons, that you do so with the same weight of yarns. Because when you go to sew them together, you want them to be identical in size. And it will make it a lot easier to sew them in together. Okay, so that wraps up this tutorial, friends. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already to stay up to date and in tune with all the tutorials that are coming your way. They are free for you to enjoy. And then last but not least, please hit the notification bell to stay updated with me and my channel. So that's all that there is for this video. It was a pleasure showing you this tutorial. And until the next one, guys, take care. Bye-bye.